Wellness Show, episode number 376.
Welcome to the Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. We're here to answer all your questions on dowsing and energy healing and what's up on planet Earth and what's up in your life. It's been a busy weekend for me. I thought that we'd have a lot of R&R, but there's no such thing in my world for the moment. How are you doing, Laura?
I'm wonderful. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, welcome to the week. And we have a special guest today. We're going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about, Laura?
Self-massage with Darlene. Amazing woman who's going to explain how to, one aspect of taking care of self, which we all know is very important.
Yeah, so taking care of yourself, and learning how to clear yourself. One of the things that's really important is when you do the deep clearing protocol is that you're clearing out at the spiritual level and emotional level, but not necessarily always at the physical level. So there's a lot of emotions that can be trapped into the body, in the sinews, in the tissue, and in fascia. So learning how to do self-massage is a really important aspect of learning how to let go at the physical level. That's why I think it's so important. And also, just to let you know, I don't know if we have the information available for you, but there's also opening a course for weight training as well. So Dr. Fitness USA is opening up a course. You're going to have a free webinar for our people to understand why weight training or structural readjustment is important for grounding as well during these times of lots of stress. So we have both massage and we have weight training as two ways in which you can physically begin to remove the stress from your body and learn how to let go. So let's get on with it. So without any further ado, let's bring Darlene on. So first of all, we have to find Darlene. There she is. So we're going to go to the speaker view and let Darlene do her thing.
Well, hi, everyone. Who loves a massage? I do.
I do.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite things. And it's probably one of the things that we don't get as often as we'd like. And a lot of times we feel, when we have pain, we feel a little helpless and disempowered around what's going on with our body and trying to find relief a lot of times through Tylenol or something just to get out of pain. So when we can actually start tapping into our body, and I know Tyhson always talks about the messages our body's trying to give us. So that's really hugely important part of this is depending on where your pain is, if it's your hip or your shoulder or your foot or wherever it is, there's always a way to Google it up and see what is that message for that body part. And then the other piece that I'm bringing in is the piece of connecting to that part of your body. And the benefits of the self-massage is like activating your meridians, moving your lymph nodes, hearing your personal message from your own body, relaxing the tendons, relieving the stress. It just goes on, the benefits of massaging yourself. And one of the top benefits is this is a big piece to self-love. And I know Tyhson and Laura both talk a lot about the self-love, and it's the key to everything. So when we can nurture this relationship that we develop within our body and our muscles and develop this connection, then and give our body that love, it's super empowering and it's super effective. So I just wanted to share a little bit this morning on my videos kind of what it's like that I walk you through a self-massage. So just to get into that space, I just ask everyone to just take a moment and shut your eyes and just taking in a breath into your body. And as you expand your lungs and you feel your ribs expanding, where do you feel there's a restriction in there? Where do you feel there's some tension or maybe a block? Maybe it's just within the shoulders, or maybe it's in the arm or the ribs. Just feeling into your own body. And now that you're in this space, we'll get Michael to start my video so that we can just get a little sample of what it's like to tap into that body and massage some of these points out. And just before we started, I just wanted to bring in that, say we're going to do the shoulder. This is the one that I wanted to share with you, the shoulder, chest, and ribs. And a lot of times people have shoulder pain and they feel like it's at the back. So back of the scapula or somewhere that, oh, I can't reach that area. Well, believe it or not, the front is a huge part to what's going on in the back. So as the front tightens up, then the scapula can come away from the back, or it can cause a lot of tension at the back. So in this video that I'm sharing with you this morning, it's going to be about relaxing and tapping into this front piece so that we can relieve the back piece. And further on in the video, there's pieces about being able to use sort of like a ball or a round rock to lay on to get into the back area. But right now we're just going to share the front. So do we have that video ready?
Where you're comfortable. And 2 hands, so you can do both at one time. And I'm just going to start up here, but we're going to just feel the ribs all along the top ones that come into the collarbone here. And feel where, just kind of taking observation, observing, where does it feel tight? Where is there tenderness? Where does it feel just congested maybe? And bringing it right into under the armpits. We have, as you know, lymph nodes under there. So I'm just using my knuckles and my fists to kind of come underneath the armpits, into the side ribs, up along the side of the breasts. And just feeling into that, doing a nice gentle massage. And you're going to find it's tender in there. It's kind of a spot that don't usually get hit massaging or anything. So when you do find a tender spot, be kind. Just gently give it a little bit of circular rotation. Just holding that intent of relax and release. We're coming up underneath the breasts now. Just feeling under that, up into the sternum. I'm just feeling into that. Where does that soar on you? And we're going to bring them down underneath here to the side ribs, feeling into that, right underneath the edge of them here. Feeling, now I have a little tenderness right in this side, so giving that a lot of tenderness right in that side. Feeling into that, giving it a little extra love here. And wherever that is on you, take your time. Feel into it. Like I say, it doesn't matter, you can just follow the rib bone. Just follow along and just, you're going in between each rib, right? And just really releasing those muscles between the ribs. Now, I'm going to go back to the collarbone, because it's so important. There's some spots in here that actually, when you push on them, you'll find that it's actually feels connected straight through to the back. So it's really important to spend a little time around this collarbone. Find out what's sore for you. And being that it's a bone, I kind of just wiggle across the bone, because it's really feels like a muscle that's the thin muscle across the bone. And you might find a little tiny pinpoint sweet spot on it. So if you do, just take a minute and just go back and forth across it. Take a couple deep breaths in there because, you know, now that you've relaxed those muscles between your ribs, you can actually take a deeper breath and expand your lungs a bit more. I've had people that I've worked on that when I get done, they're like, oh my God, I can take such a bigger breath and expand my lungs so much more. So in my right collarbone, I had broken it a long time ago, so I feel that it has a little bit of built up calcium from the mend of it. So there's a little certain spot right under the edge of my collarbone where I can kind of get in with my fingers. And it feels like, I don't know, like a little knot or something that I'm rotating my fingers over, but it's so good for releasing that whole shoulder. So this is another spot you don't want to dig in too hard and for too long, but just enough to release it. And then bringing it over to the tendon that joins down right in your armpit and down your arm. This is kind of one that runs along, and it has the tingly feeling when you come along, and it's got the nerve that goes down the little finger. So this is also hitting all your meridians as well. Right in here, it's tender on me, so you can just, if you have something behind you, just rest your arm on there. If this arm is tired, you can always get a little pillow. Like I got this pillow here. Have one yourself. It just holds up the arm, and then you can just relax it and onto the support of the pillow. It really helps. So you can bring your arm up into the back here and catch. I'm going to get rid of my pillow because you can't see it, but you can catch into the armpit and the base of where the arm meets the shoulder joint in there. Really important to relax that as well. Hitting both sides, the inside and the outside, and just coming up the back of your arm. Resting your arm on yourself, you can catch the outside down into the bicep, into the forearm. And I like to just, you know, take a moment and just quickly hit everything on the arm, just to get that circulation going. Another little trick is sometimes when I'm laying in bed at nighttime, I have a pillow, I hug a pillow in here, and my arm is supported, and I'm just able to get into all these spots without, this arm is supported by the bed, there's not much work to it, and I'm able to just effectively hit everything in this arm. Now wherever you have a sore spot, obviously spend some time there. For me, it's right in the back here. So I'm just gonna, you know, you can use your little tool. I got a rock here, so I'm gonna use that just to get in there a little harder. But be careful because, like I say, you got lymph nodes and stuff right in the armpit part. I still recommend getting in there. Just be gentle with yourself, because it's a really important part to release for the whole shoulder at the back. So I know a few people that have shoulder injuries that weren't due diligence with keeping that range of motion going and ended up with frozen shoulders. And when you have a frozen shoulder, you can't actually bring your arm up. Like usually they can just bring it up to there and it locks. And it takes a lot of massage work and stretches to try and break past that scar tissue. So if any of you have had shoulder injuries, make sure that you're doing your range of motions and rotating it when the doctor says that it's doable for you. Always follow their advice, but keep that range of motion going. It is so very important.
So how was that for everyone? Did you feel some sore spots in there? I bet you did. I know from experience of working on people that nobody really gets into those spots. And when we do, it's like, that really hurts. And it's all connected. So it's powerful work when we do this type of massage on ourselves. And now I just wanted to bring in, there's 5 videos within this course, and I have one from the feet to the knees. So really hitting all those reflexology spots. and then working up into the knee. And then from the next video is from the knee up into the hips and the groin area. And then the next video is for the pelvic and the lower back. And then, of course, the one that I shared with you, the ribs and the shoulders and the arms and the hands, which also have reflexology points. So when we're working on massaging our hands and our feet, we're actually hitting all our organs and systems and being able to affect everything that we think that we are not able to affect. So it's super powerful for that. And then the last video is the neck and up into the head. So, a lot of people aren't even aware of it, and I've been really called on to work on the back of the skull, where our skull connects into those those cranial bones. There are junctions and little muscles, and believe it or not, they get really sore, and I feel almost like our evolution, like our skull is expanding some. So if you're experiencing headaches and those types of things, this is a great one for you, because we're getting into the neck and relieving all of that up into the back where the occiput is and joins into the skull, and then up through the skull and then all through the sinuses and draining all that and lymph nodes down. So there's 5 videos and they're all anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes long. So I'm super excited to share this with you. I really was drawn to create these videos to empower the people out there. So I know people don't get the massages that as much as they'd like to, and it is great to be able to go in and get a massage, but this piece is about really being able to give and receive yourself. I know Tyhson was talking about last week, that male and that female, the give and the receiver brings it all together in the self massage, and it's powerful work. So that's my share, and I wanted to which is what Tyhson talks about all the time. This is the sound chamber bubble you go into, and I'll let Tyhson explain a bit more about that because he's the pro. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks, Darlene. And don't forget, you can sign into the Academy, and Darlene's course is available there with all 5 videos. And just sign in, and you'll be able to access the course. And behind you is the dodecahedron sound chamber, called the sensor chamber. It helps you get from where you are to where you want to be. And I teasingly say the trip out is for free, but getting you back is very, very expensive, because it's like an interdimensional portal to other dimensions and other realities. So there's you lie on an amethyst mat there, which is heat that penetrates your body and helps you relax. Down below is a scalar wave generators with the bottles on top of it, where your personal vibration goes through that scalar wave generator and puts that vibration into that bottle, which is 5 ounces of structured water with your intention in it, and which you then mix up and makes 1 ounce for 1 American gallon. So you have 6 gallons of water that you can use over a month, and drink 5 or 6 glasses of water, flush out your toxins, put in your intention at the cellular level, and de-stress. So yeah, that's a little bit about the dodecahedron sound chamber. Come and have an adventure with us. And you can also do it online. I know, Laura, you've done it online. It's a $250 US trip out to the stars and back, and we send you the sound file. It's about a good 30-day equivalent of being able to use the sound to clear yourself and install new frequencies or vibrations as you raise your consciousness.
Yeah.
So thank you, Darlene. I really appreciate having you on the show. Please sign up for her course. I can attest that she's awesome. I get to have her in my house. I get to have a massage, which God knows I need to be de-stressed, especially these last few days. So I'm the luckiest puppy on the planet. So thank you, Darlene.
Thank you, Tyhson, for this opportunity.
All right.
It.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
I'll also say that, like, Tony and I did it, and one of my clients, Michelle, has been working with you too on the sound chamber. She just loves it too. So, and for me, when COVID-19 first started, that's why Tony and I decided to do it with Tyhson. Boy, it made a huge difference when you started feeling a little, a little zippy, about uneasy, more of it, and then boom, I play the what do you call it? The sound.
Yeah, you have a personal sound a file that you play. How long is it? Have you ever figured out? I keep saying, oh, it's 32 minutes, and I think, oh, maybe it's 23 minutes, and I haven't really timed it. Somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes for the sound file to play all the way from the beginning to the end. And I encourage people to put it on a CD player or put it on your phone and just play it in the background 24/7, 365. The beauty of it clears not only you, but everybody in the house. So if your sweetie said, ew, that sounds terrible, you just say, well, sweetie, it's just clearing you. You won't be so grumpy. And then you just turn it down. And it helps also the animals and everything in your house.
Honestly, it does. It calms the whole house down.
Right.
And Michelle and Tony both have said nothing but good things about it. So that's my testimonial for you all. Like, if I say it's good, it's good. I give it the thumbs up.
Did you ever get a chance to do the online course? There's an online course that comes with it as well. Talks about how to structure water and how to put intentions in water and how to use healing water. Did you ever sign into that?
Did I sign into it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The online course. Well, when you do the sound healing, you get access to the online course as well for free.
Oh, well, we did it in our class, so I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
We do,
Well,
you
sign into the
bring
how
in.
sound can change your DNA and ask to pay for it by check, and I'll let you in. And,
All right.
And there's all sorts of videos there on how to structure water and how to use it, and all sorts of good, wonderful stuff in there.
Absolutely. Well, it certainly works, so I highly recommend it. $250, that's like nothing for what you get from it, too.
Yes, it's a month's work, right? I think by the time you drink all that water, do all that. And also in there, I teach you to leave if I ask you to mix it in like a big pickle gallon. I think they're pickle jars are gallons, aren't they? I don't know, but big jars.
I never buy a gallon of pickles, ever.
Well, I know, but you go to the store and where they do that, or mayonnaise, and you ask.
Oh, I see, like for canning. Pickling jars.
These are ones that the restaurants use, the big ones.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's how I mix my water in. Anyway, the point is at the bottom of it, if you leave the last two or 3 inches, then when you put the new water in, and it's used a zero water filter that I sell as well, so it's highly structured and alkaline water, which your body loves, because no disease or disorder can grow within an alkaline body.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if you leave 2 or 3 inches in the bottom of the bottle and you add water to it, good structured water, that intention becomes homeopathic. So you don't have to keep ordering the water from Tyhson, although I'd love you to do that. You can keep on going with the structured water and that intention. And then periodically, when you want to do an upgrade, you come back and do another sound file and you climb the ladder towards becoming more fully enlightened. So there you are. That's what that's all about. That's the Sacred Sound System. And if you want to know more, you can head over to www.sacred-soulsounds.ca. I know Michael doesn't have anything up on that yet, but that's okay. It's www.sacred-soul-sounds.ca, and you'll learn more about all that technology. Quantum sound therapy. Okay, moving on. So, massage. I'm already wanting to do massage on myself already, right?
Okay. Is your phone on, Mr. Massager?
Yeah, it is. I turned it off this weekend, so I apologize to everybody. I had enough of everybody trying to get hold of me. It's my weekend. So I just turned the sucker off. So my apologies, everybody. I wasn't available 24/7, 365. But
okay, they all called me. They all called me instead of you.
Oh, yeah. I'll just phone Laura. All right, the line is now open, 1-866-369-7464. We're here to answer any questions. Is there anybody in the chat who would like to ask any questions, any comments, feedbacks, complaints? Give them to Laura. She'll deal with all complaints.
Give them to my sister, Sarah. I'll give you her phone number.
Yeah, talk to your sister, Sarah.
She probably listened to you anyways.
So what's coming up right now is the Blue Talks. This is called Flip Your Script. These are like the being done by Corey Poirier, who I'm in his mastermind. He's I think he's the bestseller publisher of 3 books, and I think I'm in 2 of his books. One's about to come out as his next big bestseller. And he wanted to have an equivalent to the TED Talks. Do you know about TED Talks, Laura?
Oh, absolutely, of course.
Yeah, so these are called the Blue Talks. He wanted to have another alternative where it would be from a spiritual, ecological perspective. So he created a new signature series of talks, and I'm part of the signature talks, and I think I'm scheduled to talk in Harvard, I think sometime in September, right, to do my talk. It will be on, it'll all be about empaths, and empaths don't have a manual for planet Earth. So that's really what my talk is all about. But I've been interviewed on that topic just a couple of days ago, and it's, I don't know what number it is in the wellness show, but if you go over to the Academy YouTube channel, you can listen to the interview I had. It's on Coronavirus 2020 Talks, I think it's called. Good interview. I really enjoyed being interviewed by her. And what's upcoming is I'm interviewed on the Blue Talks Flip Your Script, and that will be on tomorrow at 10:40 to 11. And if you want to head over there, it's Blue Talks, and it's BLU talks.com/experience, and sign up. And they're all really, really good talks. They'll be short talks, and you can tune into whatever ones that you want to participate in. And so maybe you'd like to join us for that experience. Flip your script. All right? Get the message out there.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. So that's coming up. And and then on Friday, we have the I Am Invocations Part 2.
Yes, that class was amazing on Friday. Boy, I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. And I really love for you to pay for it. Not necessarily you, Laura, but everybody else. No, I would like people to pay for it because it helps put groceries on the table. It's $33, right? And so I decided I really like people in the course for free. So here's what I decided to do. The Part 2 is free, just like Part 1. But if you really want to have the invocations, you got to pay. How about that?
That sounds good.
Is that fair?
Yeah, or you could always ask for donations as well,
Yeah, just send me your money. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, if all you can afford is $10, like the energy exchange is more important.
Yeah, that's what really part of this is.
If you have more than $33 and you find it for you that you have more money and the exchange feels very good, you send 50, send 100. Like, there's no limit on this really when you start to open up your heart to these different kinds of energies. And remember that it's like tithing. So the more that you tithe, the more that will return back to you. And always, 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 always do it with love in your heart. No matter what you do.
That's a difficult one, I have to say. It's not easy for me either, this tithing thing, right? But back to the I Am invocation, I'll get back to tithing in a minute. The important thing about the I Am invocations is once you've cleared yourself of what no longer serves you, you want to then install what it is that you do want to manifest. And I Am invocations is 101 plus statements that you can manifest into reality. And along with that, I just did the Divine Mother presentation for Sunday, and that will be an upcoming course as well. And because it all has to do with prosperity. So that's one of the intentions that you can install. So the Divine Mother one that I did, which was a 2-hour guided meditation, is creating universal abundance. So that will be an upcoming course. So let's say that it's the following Friday, okay? I don't know what date that is, but the Friday after this Friday, we will be doing Creating a Universal Abundance, Running Divine Mother Energies. That'll be a 2-hour class, okay?
Okay.
So, talking about tithing, I hope that Michael in the back has this ready. I created a short video because my good friend Gerald Nasara in Uganda is really going through a lot of change and transformation, both at the community level and in his own life. He's been in and out of hospital. I've been having to pay his doctor bills, which I have to tell you are not very cheap. I want to give him more money, but I also want to not be the only donor on the planet helping.
Why are we not just healing him?
What?
Why are we just not healing him?
Well, I don't know if you know how to do blood transfusions yet, but maybe you do.
Okay.
But maybe you do. I mean, if you want to send us some healing, that's great, because it's very expensive to put him in a hospital. He's been in and out of the hospital twice, and so is his brother. So yeah, if you're putting up your hand and saying volunteering to help him do some healing, I will let him know, and you can send him energy. That would be wonderful, because it's getting pretty expensive. But the point I'm trying to make is, I was going to say $1 million. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I've made $1,000 US commitment for the year to pay for all of his Wi-Fi connections, right? So that he can go online. I also donated him a computer. I also paid for the website to put that up. I've paid for him and his brother to be in the hospital and get well. And I really need some people to step up as donors and help. So I created a little mini video that I like to have Michael run now, which is sort of the report from Uganda. And so Michael, if you could take it away. The latest report from Uganda, from Gerald Nasara. It's been very difficult there, in that there's been major flooding occurring in the rural development area that the Uganda Rural Development Care Society has been working. Many of the houses have been lost and sunk into the water, as you can see. All the crops have been lost, shelters are down. And then to complicate the matters more, there's been COVID-19, which has destroyed the income for many families as they've not been able to go to work. So if you could make a contribution, we'd greatly appreciate it. Just head over to the Uganda Rural Care Empowerment website, and you can make a donation there. Greatly appreciated. And there'll be a report weekly from Gerald in Uganda. We're hoping that you will contribute. Yeah, so you can see from that short video that I made this weekend, and that's a brand new attempt for me to take pictures and make them into videos. But I thought that was one of the ways to actually show you what it's looking like in Uganda and some of the flooding that's going on there. And now there's a lot of starvation going on with COVID-19 because people can't go to work. And at the rural level, that is very, very difficult. So if you'd like to head over, and the link is up there, and make a donation, I'd greatly appreciate it. So I don't feel like I'm the only person on the planet that's supporting this project. I really love the fact what Gerald's doing. He's a graduate from university, and he got all of his fellow university people to get together and form this society, which I helped them incorporate as a legal entity in Uganda. And my next step is to find a Canadian NGO, a non-governmental organization, to be their partner in Canada so that they can get international development aid sent to Uganda. And I'm hoping that we can find a U.S. Partner for the USAID so that they can also apply for funding from the American government for international development and help that project out as well. The agenda is really, really profound. It's working with women, it's working with all the rural development issues, doing training and helping people at the rural level get back to work, and also working with AIDS, all sorts of different projects which are really, really, I think, important for bettering the lives of people in Uganda. So there you are. So thank you very much. So the line is now open, and it's 1-866-369-7464. Answer your questions about dowsing or energy healing, or maybe receive a clearing or a healing for yourself or your loved ones, or ask questions on what's up on planet Earth. And so I don't know, Laura, do we have anybody in the chat or anywhere online that's asking any questions?
Nothing that to bring up on here, but if if any of you ever like sign up for a class on Friday afternoon and you can't get in, please text me right here, right where we are. Friend me on Facebook, and I'll always make sure you get in. Tyhson gets busy, and so I'm the one who y'all can lean on, and I will get you in. Okay? Sound good?
Yeah, and the course this weekend, on Friday, is the Zoom link. It's the same as my cell phone number. The Zoom link is 250-803-2480. You put it into Zoom and you're on, right?
Absolutely.
So the course is free. It is from 10 to 11:30 or until whatever time that we're finished. But we're asking you to make a donation, or you can just pay what it says in the course for $33 US. And for that, you get the 101 plus I am declaration statements for you to use. All this will be come together. The dowsing class, beginner's dowsing class, the basic dowsing class that we did in 1, 2, and 3 will really become stepping stones for the deep clearing. So it might be deep clearing 101 and then 202, and you see where I'm going? So, and then invocation. So it'll all be, because Lauren's been asked, okay, now I've been doing the deep clearing for 21 days. What do I do next? Okay, well, now you understand what is all these statements about. Okay, now you understand what all these statements are about for clearing. This is what you do the installing. So they all become stepping stones to help you. And then from there will be the course, which has to do with Take Back Your Personal Power, which is talking about massage and food and water and all the other things you can do to strengthen your energy field as well. So these are all stepping stones to strengthen your immunity, right? For any adverse effects to you and your loved ones, right?
Right. And on Friday, after that, after Tyhson goes through his, I'm going to go through how I do mine more in a, his are like 1, 2, 3, and mine is more like a paragraph. And so just a different way of saying them, but getting the same outcome.
Yeah, I think that, one is a laser focus where you choose which ones that you want to put in your recipe. And, you don't just use a recipe with a little dash of salt here and that's it. So you want to take the ones that you want to work on that are most important. So I would encourage you to douse down the list. Say, oh, I need a dash of this one and a pinch of that one, and I need this and that to make up my I am invocation installation. And then you run that, and then you run that for a period of time. You douse how many days you need to do that. Then come back and say, oh, do I need to add to this recipe? Yes or no, and then add other ones to it. So, because if you did all 101 plus, you'd be doing it for an awfully long time. Nothing wrong with that. If you really want to do this, like we did the clearing part, do all of them for 21 days so they're running automatically. When you can just say, Divine Mother, run whatever is necessary, or however I need right now, and then it will run. So there's many ways that you can do it. You can sort of pick and choose, or you can actually do the whole shmoo if you want. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
This is the same with what you'll be learning in the following Friday, which is creating, an invocation or clearing an invocation using Divine Mother energies for creating universal abundance. And what I do is I think we're at 147 plus Divine Mother energies, and we got the new list of what we're working on. Let me just check. And what you do there, if we ran all 147, 162 Divine Mother energies for 5 minutes each, we would be there for the whole weekend. So it's like a recipe book. We decide, okay, what do you want to work on? So this Sunday I wanted to work on abundance or prosperity and all the negative thoughts around that. So then you choose from the 162 particular energies, what recipe do I want to create with Divine Mother to run to do this accomplish this outcome, which is what you would do with the I am declarations as well. So so mix and match, make it suit your own needs.
Well, and what's fun too is that I read it like probably 4 or 5 years ago, and now I'm reading it again because of this, you bringing it back up. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, this has all happened. I am all of this now, which is amazing. That's what's fun, is to also have it written down and then realize how far you've come. So
Yeah.
that's why I encourage journaling too.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep your journal. This is my journal. Yeah, I really, really suggest this. I'm a little behind in my journal, but this is my gains or gratitude journal. It's really important to put everything in there about the gratitude you have for what abundance you've already received, right? And then it says, oh, they want more abundance. Let's deliver it like pizza, and they do. So that's really the way it works, right? Ask and ye shall receive. So abundance is really, really important to write it down, and even your credit cards, because if you didn't have credit cards, you couldn't have all that pleasure before you could afford it. So be grateful for your bills, right? Yeah, that's a tough one for me because I got a lot of credit cards.
I was like, I hear you say that.
I'm grateful.
I hear you say that, but I don't feel it. I have no attachment to it at all anymore. It's like
Good.
flat line.
Good. Well, we don't want you to be flatline, but yeah.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
When I give him what for, he wants me to flatline. But just for
right. All right, somebody please phone him. Take us off the hook here. 1-866-369-7464. Give us a phone call. See if you can receive a clearing for you or your loved ones. And who knows? We might be able to change the world together. So
can I share something that happened to me this weekend?
Sure. What happened to you this weekend?
So for the first time ever, I had kind of a poltergeist kind of a thing happen in my house.
What did you lose?
A coffee cup.
Ah, was it your favorite coffee cup?
No, it was an Oprah coffee cup.
Oh.
But we were sitting here, my friend and I, and the coffee cup, we both heard it and stopped, and he was looking in the kitchen, and he saw it moving, and then it flew onto the ground and shattered. Whew, doggy, we were both like, and I mean, this is my life, right? Like, I'm used to this kind of stuff, but I'm not used to that kind of stuff.
I like that one.
Yeah, so we figured out who it was, crossed her over into the light. It was very cool. It was a very cool experience in one hand and in the other. It was very interesting, very interesting. So
well, I'm going to tell a story like this, and it's an unbelievable story. But anyway, I worked with a good friend of mine phoned me up and said, why don't you work with this First Nation young woman at a distance? I said, I don't know how to do that. She said, sure you do. I've been told that you could do this. I go, okay, I'll do this. So I did what I call star walking. I visited her when she was asleep and knocked on the door and asked if I could talk to her oversoul, and had a conversation with her oversoul about the fact that she was, what her role was, why she incarnated. And she was having a difficult time about whether, because many of her friends had committed suicide in the First Nations, and she felt pulled by her friends to commit suicide as well and to join them.
Oh my gosh.
And I was saying, well, you have a significant role here as a teacher to be between the worlds and to help this generation, your generation, understand why it's important to stay on this side of the fence, but also to help your friends on the other. So you're the shaman or the interlocker between the two. Anyway, and talking to, I never did meet her in person. I did this all on the other dimensions. But my friend who was her teacher said that her mother was very, very scared because she would be able to move the dishes off the counter and put them back in the cupboard mentally.
Right.
Hey, I'm not kidding. So, I mean, that's sort of like when you're half alive and half dead is the spooky way of thinking about this, right? Where you're using interdimensional things in a very spooky way that can scare people. Or you can come to the positive side of it and think of that as just something that normally you would do if you're raising your spiritual level. So you can go either side of the fence is what I'm saying, with the same intention and the same energy. And she was doing it more on the spooky side because she wasn't sure whether she wanted to be here or not be here. So her energy was pulling her that way, and I was encouraging to pull her energy this way, back into the pathway of life. So interesting situation, and goes to show you the shamanic powers can be very, very powerful, whether it's when light or in the dark, right? Or whether it's in this world or the next world or the past world or whatever.
And the best thing about, or the thing that I will say that we did well was we laughed the whole time. So we broke up that negative energy because we were just like, what the heck? No fear.
The wellness show. Who are we talking with?
It's Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. So I have to tell you some cool stuff about our clearing we did on my husband.
Yeah.
I did pick him up from the hospital last night. He can walk and talk. He's super weak, and he's bruised from head to toe pretty much because he was very combative and beat us all up. The first hospital he was in, it was pretty rough, where it took 6 of us to hold him down. So
wow.
He's got a lot of bruises on him. But anyway, he's doing good, short-term memory loss.
So how come you had to hold him down? What was going on?
Well, they were trying to put that PPA in him to dissolve the clot in his brain, and he wouldn't let us do it. The nurse wasn't the brightest nurse in the ER.
Right.
I'm thankful they let me in. I didn't wear a mask. They just, totally let me in at the first hospital, not the second one. So just to get the IV in, he was ripping off like his equipment. So they had to strap him to the table. And he got out of the straps, and then the one that was holding the IV in for the medicine to dissolve the clot, he bit that off. He bit it like he was bleeding on his arm because he kept biting. He was just talking in jarble, and it was insane. God, my husband's big. He's 6'3" anyway. Well, he used to weigh like 220, but he's down quite a bit now. But anyway, he's doing it overall. He's doing good. I'm just watching him like around the clock, in between, my horses and dogs and stuff.
One more thing to look after.
I have to tell you about the DCP we did on him on Thursday, or Friday. It was Friday because he went in the hospital Thursday.
Yeah.
So we did this clearing, and then I used the deep clearing protocol on him later, actually every day. So I went through each page and muscle tested which one needed to be done, and I did it. So he was medevac from Joshua Tree to Palm Springs. It's a good hour's drive from here. And they flew him down there, and they had tube cams, so he was tubed for like 24 hours, and they left him conked out. But when they woke him up, and they started like saying, can you touch your nose? You know who Debbie is, and Carmen, our daughter, and things like that. He doesn't remember what happened, but he did recognize some stuff. But they did all these scans and tests on him and said, he didn't have a stroke. He doesn't even have residue of a stroke. I said, well, yeah, he did, because they showed it to me in the hospital. You could see your blood clot. So I think in my head, so this clearing we did just cleared everything out. I was like happy as a pig in shit, excuse the French. But I told him, I said, I'm telling you, I saw the blood clot in his brain. I said, and they showed it to the other doctors, and they had a specific name for it, which I don't remember. But I did want to share with you that the clearing, I know it was the clearing.
Good for
because
you.
When you have a stroke, you still have like symptoms and signs of it. He has nothing, and he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk. I'm kidding you not. He would go about every 30 or 40 words. You would hear, help me, brother, he was just talking like, it wasn't even, I don't know, but I kept thinking tongues, because I know Laura speaks in tongues, so when I have my session with her. But I have to tell you, it is just absolutely freaking amazing what you guys do. I know it works, because I do this stuff myself, many of animals. But I did want to share that with you, and thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. But seriously, without him feeling weak, because he didn't eat for 4 days, and the tube made his throat bleed, and, you know, the stuff you're going to have from having a stroke. But it was, and I said, so I have to get the medical records. That's my big agenda today. I said, I want a picture of the scan because I want to see it.
Right.
I saw the, you know, you see the blood clot, and then the other hospital says, no, he didn't have a stroke. There's nothing here. I said, well, yes, he did because I saw it.
Right.
So I'm on the blood transfusion.
You guys rock. You're my rock stars, my friends. I just feel so blessed to get to know both of you and to share this story with you. And
you go, girl.
everything.
You go. And please send us please send a testimonial so I can put you in our book, right?
I will, because this is like more than amazing, and there's no medical reason for this to happen at all.
No, thank you for doing what you do. Yeah, love those animals.
What you do. I'm sorry?
Love those animals and love that guy.
Yeah, we do. I love my critter. Oh, by the way, Tyler is just a little terror, and we're I thought you were getting the grandma, because the grandma 3 years down, but she has puppies, so we're actually getting a puppy for Tyler, so we'll have 2 more dogs, which is way cool, so I have to send you guys a little pic.
Yeah, she sure is a cutie.
Yeah, she's a little cutie, so she'll have a little play.
And that rambunctious side of Tyla is Ty.
I tried to more in the video where she's picking on Jelly.
Yeah, and Laura's saying some nasty things. She's saying something about she's saying the rambunctious part of that dog is her fault. So I
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I forgot how much work a puppy was. It's like having
yeah, and that part got so much work. That's Laura too. But yeah, I'm the good one. All right, thanks for phoning in.
Anyway, I just wanted to share with you. I love you guys.
All right, love you
Thank for
too.
teaching all of
Thank
us.
you.
And I think everybody will benefit from everything we share with each other. So, anyway, awesome, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thank you. So
Bye, thank you, Debbie.
when in doubt, do the deep clearing protocol.
And
Works.
thank you for the testimonial about what we do, because it means a lot. At least to me, it does. Wendy Keel Raymond has a question. If you're ready, she needs our help today. Her daughter does.
Okay.
She said, "Can you please tune in to my daughter Julia Raymond? She has stomach issues and has been in pain a lot. They thought it was dairy, but she's taken dairy out of her diet, and it's still happening."
I don't know why I'm getting, but I keep getting water.
Maybe try something like a Pedialyte or something with some electrolytes.
Yeah, some electrolyte. There's something about dehydration going on. And please do not use water that's stripped. What am I trying to say? Do not use
RO water.
Yeah, I think you need something. I would put a little bit. I know some people say don't do this, but I put some Himalayan salt in there. You need some mineralization that's going on.
I do it.
995 on the water. So let me just see. And dehydration part of the problem on a scale of 0 to 100. Yeah, like your own. She's only 50% hydrated. So right now, even the water's going into her, the cells won't open up because there's not a harmonic accord between the water she's drinking and the cells opening up. So, so let's see if we can do this. So let me see, can I structure the water she's about to drink to, yeah. So here we go. So what's her name again?
It's Julia Raymond.
Okay, so I, Tyhson Bannigan, and my IM presence on behalf of Julia Raymond, ask that all water that she ingests be blessed by 995, and that it be structured and aligned to her cell vibrational frequencies so that the cells can open up, be flushed of all the toxin, be hydrated, and put the intention of vibrant health into the cells so that she can heal and clear and heal as quickly as possible. And I declare it so in my holy name, so be it. It is done. Thank you. So that should help. There's still quite a bit of action going on here. And it's starting to slow down now. So if you can get good alkaline water, if you can find some, bottle or otherwise, please use it. If not, or even if you do, you could find some good alkaline water, bless it with 995. Also, if you can find alkaline water, bless it with 995. 5 or 6 glasses or more. I think it's the body weight in ounces is what it's. No, half the body weight in ounces. Isn't that more? I think it is. It's the formula.
I don't remember the thing, but Darlene says she's picking up bladder infection. So that could be why.
She needs to be flagged, yeah.
So she could also do straight up cranberry juice with it too. Like maybe, like a little juice cup of cranberry juice, like 3 times a day. Make sure that it's like organic and it's sugar free and all that. Yeah.
All right.
But I honestly believe that the water is going to help more than anything.
Yeah, but I like the idea of flushing and it's doing. So thank you, Darlene.
Yeah, I appreciate that too, Darlene. Thanks.
Yeah. So any other requests out there? I think that will help. And everybody, please, structured water, alkaline water, clear the water. Douse for yourself. Pinch of Himalayan salt for me is a good thing to do. Boron is another good thing I do to clear my third eye from crystallization that's happening with all the chemicals and stuff that's in our food and in our environment. So yeah, water is the key. In my world, water is the healer beyond all healers. Water and with intention in my world can heal anything and everything.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yep. I saw it with one of my clients' mother-in-laws she had stage 4 cancer. She's actively dying. And 3 weeks ago, I told her to go on Pedialyte. She perked back up. And yes, she's still dying. We're not stopping the dying process. What we are is making it less painful as she's going through it. So again, that's why hydration is so important. It's not going to be the end all, the cure all when it's end of life time, but it will make it less painful and a much more joyful experience as you let go. So that dying does not have to be painful, nor does it have to be riddled with morphine. You can do it.
An important thing that Laura's getting at behind all that is this is a time where you do your self-assessment and you go through your life and express gratitude and clean up anything that you have any regrets about, any family stuff that you want to resolve. So it's your opportunity to really clean up a lot of karma in the last days of your life. And even it's a great time to have somebody who is a death doula to help you do that, take you through and coach you through this so that you're not dying with regrets of, I didn't do this, or I should have done that, or whatever. This is your time to go through that experience and clear it all away. And if you're overwhelmed with pain or you're drugged out, you're not going to be as effective in being able to do that. So
Michael says, I've used the deep cleaning protocol every day. I feel amazing in beginning. Now it feels normal. Does that mean my body is tuned to the vibration?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Become status quo.
Yeah, and that's what you want it to be. And the thing is to remember that just because you smell good after a shower doesn't mean that's the last shower you take.
Well, it's kind of like riding on a train too. Like when you first get on, you're like, whoa, you kind of get a little bit bumpy, you feel like you're on the ride. And then after a while, you go along with the train and you become one with the train and you understand the movement of the train. And that's the same thing with the deep cleaning protocol. You may have lots of energy in the beginning and lots of happiness and joy, and it's very, very pronounced. But remember that as you ride the train, it becomes more and more balanced. So thank you for that, Michael.
Don't get off the train and expect to get where you want without the train. That's
right. Well, we're at the top of the hour, my friend.
All right.
Another great
Well,
show.
thanks everybody for showing up. Don't forget, we're back same time, same place tomorrow with the Wellness Show from 8 a.m. Pacific to 9 a.m. See you then. Bye for now.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.